will not put up with their complicity in this genocide. We demand that the Labor Party recognise Palestine as a nation, recall our ambassador, and cut all ties with Israel. We have a planning meeting and working meetings Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Social Cafe to prepare for this. Please come along. We've got flyers circulating in the crowd, and please join us on the 19th. Thank you.
Coming here, someone who's been a light and inspiration, guiding throughout all of this, someone that I encourage all of you to speak to this and get some of his wisdom. Please make them feel welcome. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Peace be upon you. So this is always our God. Love, compassion, fortitude, as simple as this one. Father doesn't mean that we are going to accept any kind of genocide or atrocity. Who will resist by any means necessary, as simple as this one. I would like to remind you that we are on a storm land, so let me see it for concealed. I pay my respect to the leaders of the Canaan, past President Romero. So what I would like to talk is today is the day of the commemoration of live stream terrorism act on the state of Israel for 1 year. And we never ever witnessed this one. And what I would like to say is, I always say the same stuff again and I will replay. Whatever we are witnessing is an act of capital imperialism. And the state of Israel is a state that has been extended and created by imperialists, yesterday's colonizers. It has nothing to do with the Jewish people, it has nothing to do with the Judaism, it has nothing to do with any kind of holy religion. It uses Judaism or Jewish as an umbrella. The Jewish people, they have been people who have been sacrificing, and they have been going through a lot of Holocaust, and they were the ones who were fighting for civil rights all over Europe. This is their history. The kind of state that we see is a tolerance state. Israel is a secular state. It uses the Jewish dogma to analyze, to eradicate the religion of the Middle East. The Middle East is the most important or the hardest for the capital imperialism. You control the Middle East, you control the whole world. So this is all about imperialism. This is about the minorities that do not control the whole world. The significance of Palestine is they expose imperialism. The resistance in Palestine, in Lebanon, is a tenacious act of resistance that protects the people of the world. I'm a my God is to work for people in the best interest of the working class, family, and people. And as long as Palestinians are fighting, they give us hope, will be always fighting, standing out ground and resisting. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will live forever! Palestine will live forever! Palestine will live forever!
it came out that they've made $4 billion in profit from the shipping companies, and they're right. They struck for 1 week, I think it was, and they managed to score a 61% increase in their wages over 5 years. In 1 week, workers from one industry came together and said, if you are not listening to us, the entire economic collapse of America will start this week, and they did it. This is an example of the people coming together, of uniting, of organizing ourselves. It works. It's worked again and again and again. But there's been millions and billions of dollars into propaganda and media trying to brainwash every single one of you to think, what am I going to do? What will my vote do? What will my taxes do? This is what unity does to us. We have freed South Africa to an extent, apartheid never ends. To free South Africa to an extent by these international boycotts, students, businesses, the Olympics. There is a lot of work that we can do together to stop the end of Israel, and it's time. 40,000 businesses have closed down. Government residents, one at a time, they will leave, they will leave, they will always leave. The occupiers will always leave. They will not fight for the land that is not theirs. The West South Africans do the exact same. As soon as the resistance rise up, they all left. And it will happen in Palestine, and you'll see in the Israeli airport, the London with occupiers leaving. Go back to it's not your land, it's your occupation. The end of occupation will not fight. They will all go back to where they came from with their dual citizens. Next, I'd like to invite someone who is very close to this cause, someone who's been going this way for a very long time, who has so much stand for Palestine. We have people like us in this community that have been fighting for this cause for many years, publicly and behind closed doors. So please make Habiba feel very welcome. Thank you. Palestine means freedom for all of us. Knowing full well that our oppressors are one. Knowing full well that this system of capitalism is all disgusting project of the British Empire and goes hand in hand with the project of USA, and here in Australia we are just as complicit in this by our governments. Shame.
Shame.
It will be 1 year to mark this genocide. However, these crimes that we witness, butchered babies, systemic rape, mass starvation, the arrest and holding young children without charges has been an Israeli tactic since its inception. It is not new. It is now just being exposed to the broader Western world. Let's reflect on 1 year of what we had to see, what we had to bear witness to. Israel invading Gaza. But I would like to mention, prior to this, Israel had Gaza under a siege. Israel would count and limit the calories that were allowed inside of Gaza. Prior to October 7, 2023, 100 food aid trucks would enter Gaza per week, and it became zero after the occupation and invasion and genocide. Shame.
Shame.
A society that relies on protesting and blocking food aid trucks to enter Gaza. A society that celebrates systemic rape of their soldiers. A society that holds concerts and they all glorify and chant flattening Gaza is a sick and depraved society. That is what we're fighting for. There are too many killed children. There are too many killed women. And this is what Israel does. They only attack and fight civilians. They do not attack armies. They do not attack states. They only attack the unarmed, the innocent, the vulnerable, the people that are subject to their brutal horror. And one by one, Israel will expand into other countries if it is not stopped. In Palestine, like we see, it is extended into Lebanon, Syria, Iraq. It is threatening to bomb Iran. Well, let me tell you, they all have a right to defend themselves. Each and every single media outlet is here today. Shame on the right-wing advertiser who have been complicit in the genocide. And like Mike said earlier, they're here because they want to catch something, not because they have been showing us attention for the past 1 year of our protests. Is complicit, but so is the media. Mainstream Murdoch media is complicit in genocide. When you silence our resistance, when you silence the people rising up, when you silence the people that are killed, when you silence the parents that have to hold up their dead children to the camera and they have to say, "Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakeel," you are silencing them. But we see that history is bearing witness. Everything and everyone is bearing witness, and they will not be forgotten. However, your attempts will be forgotten. We have to see our world leaders saying this is the red line after red line, and Israel crossing it again and again. Let me tell you something. The inception of Israel in 48 was a red line. arrested this time last year for expressing my support for the people of Gaza fighting back, and nothing happened. We should not be afraid. They are the cowards. They are the losers. History will remember them as on the wrong side, and history will remember them as the people that lost, because our collective power will be. One thing I'd like to mention here, the Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, you managed to do what was the white supremacist dream. You managed to achieve it by spreading the highest levels of Arabophobia, Islamophobia, where people felt enabled and entitled to go attack on the streets. Shame. Shame. That's what they did. Penny Wong, when Israel bombed and invaded Lebanon, Penny Wong this time didn't even say, oh, I call for restraint. No, they didn't do that. What Penny Wong did is say to all Lebanese Australians, get out of the way. And then she stopped flights coming out of Lebanon. Shame.
Shame!
To ask a people being slaughtered to step aside politely while the aggression carries on is the legacy of Labour. Shame.
Shame!
So I think it's really important that we're out here today. And I think it's really important that we recognize the propaganda that is going to happen very soon, that has already been happening. And it's really important to realize that people have a right to defend themselves. I'd just like to say one more thing. In history, Nelson Mandela, Fred Hampton, Assata Shakur, all these people have been designated as terrorists. And Hassan Nasrallah, Israel killing him was a war crime. That's it. And he's a designated terrorist. This is all I'd like to leave the crowd with. We're going to start marching soon. Right now, in fact, I think our marchers are getting ready. So just say we're going to start some chants while they get ready. Free, free!